today we have seen a lot of digital native companies like Uber, Airbnb, and some banks, even in US, there's Ally Bank. So these are digital native organizations, and they fully run on a digital basis. There's no consumer face branches or anything like that. They are interact with consumers with the digital products. And this brings to other normal organizations to move into the digital. And like in last 2 days, we discussed, this is like a monetization application. We have to keep doing that to keep up with the competition. So if you look at, so this again, I like to quote another quote. Sanjay also mentioned in Satya Nadella said that because of this ecosystem, every company has to be a software development company. So they have to build digital product. And when you come to building digital product, it's not only just build one product and put it in production. We have to keep doing that, keep innovate, keep monetization, right? So to do that in a digital, the cloud native architecture, so writing code and take that code into production requires a lot of intermediate stuff. Right? We have to do a lot of testing, we have to do the configuration management, or you have to make sure integration testing is passing, and we have the security is passing, compliance is there. So we have to do all of these repetitive tasks each and every releases. So this is where a lot of automation platforms come into the picture. Because of this, now people try to build platform. So if you look at the Gartner Hype Cycle, platform engineering is the top at the moment. So everyone wants to build a platform, because if you're build a platform, then you can release your features to production very pretty fast, right? Because in the middle, all things are automated. So it makes sure everything is running as expected into production. Okay, so next thing is, so this is some misunderstanding around the industry. Just use the Kubernetes is enough to run digital applications or run a business in production. It is not actually. So what people are trying to adapt the Kubernetes in that they expect that, okay, now we have the Kubernetes, now can we do frequent releases? Let's find out more detail. So the very famous quote, so this Kelsey has mentioned sometimes back. So Kubernetes is to build platform. It's a platform to build platform. It's not end game. It's where you can start it, right? So this is where Choreo comes in. So Choreo built on top of Kubernetes abstraction. So we use Kubernetes underneath and use Kubernetes abstraction to build Choreo platform. And Choreo cover two main aspects of this industry. And first is software engineering aspect, and second one is the software delivery and operation aspect. If you look at this high level also, Kubernetes only touch upon the second part, not the first part. So that's again, there's a gap in Kubernetes when you're building a platform. Okay, let's dive deeper. Now, this is the Choreo, what we address in Choreo, in a nutshell. In the software engineering aspect, so Chintana talk about the DDD design and API first design. There are a lot of design principles you can use in software engineering. And now, then from the platform also, you should support that software design principles. And then the microservice architecture, test-driven design, these are software engineering aspect. And then the software delivery and operation aspect are more providing high-level abstraction and self-service portals, infrastructure management, and continuous integration, continuous deployment. These are more into the software delivery and operation aspect. Kubernetes more cover that part, even not enough, in my opinion. This is not enough for the enterprise. Let's find out more. So I like to take few. So I can talk all of these points, but I have taken few points and try to discuss. Okay, what the Kubernetes provide, what the Choreo provide, what's the gap between, and what you want to have to build that gap. When you come to the abstraction, so rather saying high-level abstraction, I would say right-level abstraction. So Kubernetes provides abstraction in the operational mindset only. For example, we have the pods, we have the containers, we have the services, we have the auto-scaling policies. These are more like the operational aspect. But when the enterprise developer, to map their business domain, these abstractions are not matching. But to fill this gap, Choreo provides the higher abstraction that built on top of the Kubernetes abstraction. So we have this organization abstraction, and we have the project, and there's a component. These are the business level abstraction, and we mapping this abstraction with the Kubernetes abstraction, and we provide high level abstraction. And we have the environment, and the environment can be mapped to the different data planes. So all these are provided by the Choreo on top of the Kubernetes abstraction. Second point is ease of use, unified console. I think no one also addressed this one. So even, for example, even Kubernetes. So it's good for the operational. But if you want to provide self-service portal to developer to use Kubernetes, if you tried that, it is not the developer thing, right? Developer want to write code. They don't want to write YAMLs and then create a Docker manifest and deploy it. So then when you are building platform, Kubernetes abstraction are not enough, or the experience are not enough. So tools are not enough. So we have to build on top of different unified interfaces, unified experience. This is where Choreo has built a unified single console. We have the CLI that can cater with the developer user experience. So all these things coming with the Choreo. Then infrastructure management. So when you talk about Kubernetes, okay, now we have cloud providers support managed Kubernetes. So you can choose cloud provider, and then say I want to have a managed Kubernetes with kind of node. Again, when you come to production, it is not enough that as well. When you're having a production deployment, we have to have a VPCs, we have to have a firewalls, we have to have a transit gateways. Everything need to be set up on top in addition to the Kubernetes. In Choreo, what we have done is we have the one-click PDP. So when you provision, you can choose what the cloud provider and what are the size you want to have. Then it will deploy all the firewalls, VPCs, if you need the transit gateways, and Kubernetes clusters. Everything is deployed, automatically deployed without drilling into the finer grain operational level abstractions. Then high-bit cloud support. So Kubernetes provide abstractions, and Kubernetes can run on top of, I would say, any cloud provider now at the moment, and also on-premise, right? Now, but we have to use different cloud provider interfaces again to provision, and in on-prem you have to use different orchestrations to set it up. So in Choreo, by native, it support to run your data plane anywhere near to your data. So basically, you can run Choreo data plane, all the cloud providers, on top of all cloud providers, or even on-prem. So that level of automations we support. Then come to CI/CD integration. Kubernetes doesn't provide any sort of CI/CD integrations. It provides the runtime container management, it's orchestrated. But when you want to build a CI/CD on top of Kubernetes, you have to use sort of two other tools. So you have to use either Argo CD, or Tekton, or Jenkins. And you need to configure all these tools to work with your Kubernetes with different environment. It can be a dev environment. Then we have to put the staging environment. You have to set up this pipeline. And this required a lot of build expertise in-house to look at these tools, and also time to maintain these things. In Choreo, when you come to that, it provides as in the platform itself. It's, we have integrated with different, I will come to detail, but it's coming with the inbuilt CI/CD integration. Then application lifecycle management. Now, in Kubernetes, if you want to upgrade rolling, you can do rolling update, right? If you know the Kubernetes, you can say new version, new Docker file or whatever. You can do rolling update. It's all manual process, but it doesn't support the application development versioning concept when you come to the deployment. It's two different worlds. We need to bridge these two different worlds. This is what we have done in Choreo. There's no two different worlds now. It's bridged together. Even now we have this deployment track, and it can be versioned, and it can be deployed into the production in Kubernetes. It's a single system. There's no two different system now. And when you come to the rolling update, we need to take care of the zero downtime. Then we have to, depending on the application type, you have to choose a different Kubernetes rolling update strategies. So that again take care of by the Choreo. Developer doesn't want to think these strategies. It will by default provide through the Choreo. Then API management. Kubernetes doesn't have API management. So I think one also this address. So basically, people normally today people first deploy your application into production, then think about okay how you can do the API management outside of your deployment now. But in Choreo, this API management is inbuilt. It's the first class. So when you are talking about this software engineering, API first design or domain-driven design, composable architecture, APIs are first class. We shouldn't, then we should take that first class entity into the deployment aspect as well. We shouldn't take it afterthought thing. So it should be in the first class. So Choreo support API management in first class. So we have the external gateways to external facing APIs, internal gateways to internal facing APIs. So that isolation also there. Developers can just use what the expose level they want to expose their services. It can be external, internal. Rest of the part, it will cover by the Choreo. Then service mesh and traffic control. I'm not sure how many of tried to set up service mesh. Okay, few. So when you try to set up the service meshes, you know the pain, right? Again, there are a lot of vendors. You have to choose which service mesh you are suiting to UI requirement. So Kubernetes doesn't support that. You have to use different tools, either STO, Linkerd, or any other service meshes. So Choreo service mesh capabilities are inbuilt. So we are using CDM service mesh underneath. So and it provides all the security, end-to-end encryption, and also if you want to do a resiliency like retry or say failover kind of thing, you can simply do that with the configuration. So no need to set up and manage separately. And also it's a single unified interface, unified experience. If you set up service meshes, then you have to use different YAML files to do this kind of retry, but it doesn't resilient with the developer flow. In Choreo, what we have done is we have inbuilt all these capabilities into the single unified experience. Okay, then we'll come to the observability and monitoring. Again, this is another challenge I have seen a lot of organizations. Now, I think few of our other speakers also talk about there are a lot of logs in different places. Even Kubernetes, we are running microservices now. Logs are everywhere. We need to have log aggregation. Either we have to use different tools, different cloud providers, service providers, log solution to aggregate this stuff. And if you're doing it yourself, it requires a lot of expertise. If you're using a commercial product like Datadog, you can use it, and again, it's will cost. For example, I will tell recent incident. I think no one just touch upon that. So one of our customers use CloudWatch, and they just released their platform into the developer, their internal developers, and they went with live. So they generate 75 GB per day log ingestion, and developers are happily use consoles to do the queries and debug it. Then they realize, okay, they got a $3,000 per day bill After second day, it triggered the budget alerts. So they have to stop using the logs because it taking $3,000 per day bill from the CloudWatch. So yes, and another example, in 2022, there's an incident. There's a couple of articles, public articles in that the Coinbase got a bill from Datadog, $65 million per quarter. First quarter, in 2022, $65 million only for the log ingestion. So yes, we have to think, if you think of integrating this platform, it's cool, but we have to think of the cost and the operational aspect as well. So be careful when you're using all these observability tools. So we have to think through that when you want to use this observability. Observability we require to run this application in production, but just giving a head up what we are ended up with using some services. So Choreo, we have inbuilt observability. So what we have done in that incident, we are using underneath our own inbuilt observability. So we are not getting a query cost. It's just a storage cost and compute. It's not the per query cost. So because of that, we save a lot of money for our customer. And now within the day, we enable our open logs for themselves to use and cut off the CloudWatch. They save $3,000 per day now. Then application health monitoring alerting. So basically, when you talk about the platform and then operate in production, especially SARI require this monitoring and alerting, right? It should be inbuilt into the platform. You can take different third parties to integrate to your system, but it requires a lot of expertise to build in-house. Choreo has inbuilt alerting. You can have any anomalies and detect, and they generate the alerts. So all these things are inbuilt. Then the security and compliance. So we first from the first day within, we architect our platform with the zero trust security principles. So I have written an article that very in-depth details there. So zero trust is not only the network security. It should be coming with the architecture itself, the micro-segmentation. This is where cell-based architecture comes. So we have to provide the isolation. So all these cell boundaries are protected like a firewall. You can't talk randomly to a random service endpoint. It is governed. And also all the network traffic are transparently encrypted using underneath service mesh. And also egress also controlled. And even you can have egress going via egress gateway. Then you get to know, okay, who called third-party APIs, how much cost for that particular calls. All these are governance problem. And okay, again, with the egress control, if something happen, your services is compromised, they can't expose or data breach. They can't just push that out because of these policies we have inbuilt into the system. So that also, again, very important when you are building a modern cloud-native applications. Cost optimization. Yes, so we have inbuilt AI capabilities and analyze all the observability data and see, okay, can we do cost optimization in your runtime? Is there over-allocated memory, over-allocated CPU, or under-allocated? Based on that, we suggest what are the optimal resources. Then you can change, or we can automatically change. Okay, so these are the stuff I want to just highlight. What are the gaps between Kubernetes and then what are the gaps in the field to run a production or the enterprise level platform. So let's look at our effort to build this platform. So at the moment, in the current state, we are using 20 plus CNCF project underneath to build this platform. Now, imagine, so this is the CNCF landscape. So to choose this 20 plus thing, we have to go to 1,000 of other product, evaluate and get knowledge, build a knowledge on all these products, and then evaluate it, correct best solution. Again, that's a huge, complex task. It is not easy. Honest, it's not easy. And this is the current snapshot of our data plane. So we are using different products. Like, for example, we are heavily using ePPF, Cilium in the network security and network observability. So these cell boundaries are protected by Cilium network policies. It will control the ingress and egress traffic, and then API gateways are attached to the cell boundaries. Only the inbound traffic coming through the API gateways. And we are using WireGuard with ePPF and Cilium to protect all the network traffic within the cluster itself. We are using Fluent Bit and OpenSearch to collect the logs, and OpenSearch for the indexing and running queries against the OpenSearch. And we're using Prometheus, Thanos, and with the Cilium metrics endpoint to collect all the metrics data. We provide hot metrics for a 30-day, and we keep the retention for the 1 year as a backup. So, and also, if you are trying some of this tool, for example, if you try to use Prometheus in developer machine, you can get it maybe a couple of hours. But if you try to run in production, try it and see. So, a lot of tuning you have to do. If you are not tune it correctly, it may be ended up with 60 GB of RAM required to run Prometheus. So a lot of tuning we have to do. So a lot of expertise you have to build within your platform engineering team. And we are using Velero for all the backups for the NDR aspect. We are using Trivy scanners, build packs, Argo workflow for CI/CD pipeline. And then we are using KEDA for the scale 0. Again, if you try to use KEDA for the HTTP service, you can't use it for the default project. We have to do a lot of fine-tuning. And we are using Redis for the in-memory caching and the stuff. We are using Onnoy. Yeah, like us, we are using a lot of tools. We build a lot of knowledge in-house. And these are facts, engineering facts. It took like 4 years us to come to this stage. We have average 80 engineers working throughout these 4 years. We have 20 core platform engineers, and we have nearly 15 SRE to do all the operations. Now we have support all the cloud providers. So this is the real facts. These are the investment we have to do if you want to try to build this one. Okay, so the key takeaways, what I can sum up. Kubernetes, bare Kubernetes is not enough, right? So you need to integrate, you need to build a platform on top of Kubernetes. That's obvious. So you can't run enterprise application in Kubernetes with all these features. You have to have other tools to integrate. Then building an IDP is complex. We have gone through this exercise, so if you can talk about any other who have tried to build this platform. So you can build IDP platform from scratch. There's no issue. For example, if the Netflix or this kind of larger companies, they have money and time and expertise, they can hire. Definitely, that scale of company, you can build IDP. But if you are a medium to small companies, you have to think about. So rather building, that's the other option is going platformless. That means you can use some cloud services or SaaS services, and you can focus on your business activities that you want to do.